Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak and Robert Parris, Chris Flaherty with the weather, Jolie Atwood with the community calendar, and Liz Gillespie with sports. Thank you for joining us. Burlington Public Schools will be going remote for a week after the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Superintendent of Schools Eric Conti made the announcement Monday evening. He said he knows there's been a lot of discussion about the challenges of going full remote for a week, but after considering the safety issues, he feels it's the right thing to do. Therefore, all Burlington schools will go full remote for the week of Monday, November 30th, and classes will return to in-person on the week of Monday, December 7th. Superintendent Conti said the primary reasons for this decision are the risk factors that come with the growing number of positive cases in the state and the community, the increasing number of states added to the high-risk category, the Thanksgiving holiday, the return of college students for their winter break, the long wait times for molecular testing and results, and other considerations. Conti said school administrators know that having students learn from home can be an inconvenience, but they are balancing that with safety. Their intention, he said, is to keep students and staff safe and to allow the schools to remain open as long as possible. A burst sprinkler pipe has caused massive water damage and forced the building to be closed at the Extended Stay America in Burlington. Senior Building Inspector Andrew Ungerson told BNews that a 4-inch pipe in the attic of the top floor broke Friday evening and caused water to run down all 3 floors of the Extended Stay Hotel. The water caused damage inside the building, including warping walls and ceilings and breaking light fixtures. This caused the building to have to be closed to the public. As of 7 p.m. on Friday, both members of the police department and fire department were escorting people to their rooms to collect belongings. In total, 95 rooms were occupied. One guest who was in the process of moving items out with his partner by having her drop them from their second-story room said it was a surprising amount of water. He said there was 3 to 4 inches of water on the floor. A new workforce training program is available for Burlington and Bedford residents, especially those impacted by the pandemic. BNews Director Rich Hosford spoke to people behind the program and has this look.
Burlington or Bedford residents who have either become unemployed or are looking for a new opportunity can apply for work training for entry-level biotech or medical positions through a new grant program. It is called the B2 Life Training and is offered through a collaboration between the towns of Burlington and Bedford and Mass Higher Metro North Workforce Board.
So the B2 Life Training Program started with a collaboration with Bedford and really looking at the environment post the COVID pandemic, and that people were unemployed, yet some industries were growing. So it was an opportunity to kind of help develop a workforce training program with some of the CARES Act funding from the federal government.
The B2 Life Training Program offers a wide variety of career paths.
Participants will have access to a wide variety of trainings. Right now, we have about 30 different programs available that participants can access across 12 different training providers. Examples of the free trainings available include getting trained to become a certified nurse assistant, a training course to obtain a certificate in biotechnology. You can also access training to become a medical assistant or a medical office administrator.
The training program is designed to lead people into careers and industries that are growing in the Burlington and Bedford area. This could be a benefit for people in struggling industries like restaurant, service, and hospitality.
We did do kind of outreach to our large employers, and particularly in life science. The life science industry is really booming here, and we saw it as a way to kind of help folks that were in industries that weren't doing as well and maybe had lost jobs in hospitality and restaurant services, to be able to pivot to something where there is a lot of growth.
As you look to the other industries, because the demand and the growth is there's a lot more opportunity for kind of long-term, kind of sustainable growth within those industries. And we have heard from people who are looking to grow and looking to, take on not just the education, but more responsibility in these jobs, that it just kind of presents new exciting opportunities for them that are also kind of regionally close. And I think that's the other benefit to this is that we're trying not to connect, the resources for education that are relatively close, but also so that they land jobs that are within a distance that's reasonable to support a better quality of life as well.
Finally, those behind the program say that due to the pandemic, workforce training is needed more than ever.
Prior to COVID, Massachusetts was actually seeing a historic low unemployment rate. Now I think we're at 3% in the first couple months of 2020. Now we're one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. And the Metro North region also has one of the highest unemployment rates in the state. And that's largely due to the impacts of the industries of hospitality that have affected the Metro North residents. And what's great about this program is it's really going to prepare participants for occupational skills training that will then allow them to enter into entry-level roles in these industries that are in demand right now.
From a virtual Zoom call, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Burlington will receive state funds to help the project of shutting down the Vinebrook water treatment plant and connecting to the state water source. The town of Burlington will receive $3.5 million for water system improvements as part of the Commonwealth's 2020 MassWorks Infrastructure Grant Program, announced Friday by Governor Charlie Baker and the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development. The grant will enable new housing and life science development, as well as create new employment opportunities in the area. Burlington will use the funding as part of a $25 million project to join the Massachusetts Water Resources Association, better known as the MWRA, to increase the water capacity and ensure redundancy for residential and commercial users. The state funding will also benefit parts of Lexington and Bedford. Town Administrator Sagarino pointed to the strong public-private partnership and cooperation in Burlington that led to the successful application. He said the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce, State Rep Ken Gordon, and State Senator Cindy Friedman were all instrumental in getting the grant money. The Phase 2 connection will be made from Arlington to Burlington and will be completed by the end of 2022. Burlington.org has gotten a facelift meant to improve its look, make navigation easier, and work better on mobile devices. BNews Director Rich Hosford spoke to Town Clerk Amy Warfield about the new site and has this report.
Burlington.org has a whole new look. The town launched an updated version of its website last week, and it has a more modern feel and is meant to be more user-friendly. Town Clerk Amy Warfield said the new site was due because the old one was getting a bit stale and outdated.
Like many tools that you use in work, websites need to be updated. They need to be made more current. Accessibility has changed, and the features that you have on it need to change. So our last website rework was done in 2016. And so we've decided that it was time to kind of rework it and get some new features into it for people.
The new site is designed to feature more social media connectivity and be friendlier to those accessing it with mobile devices.
Part of it is that it has a lot more things like social media feeds on it so that they're part of the system. You'll notice that a number of the departments that have a Twitter page or a Facebook page will have that directly right now on their page, and that's possible now. The other big major feature is that it is going to be totally mobile directed, so that when you're on a mobile device, and more people are using a tablet or a phone to be able to access the website, those features really do work very well now.
It also has a new and improved look.
Thing is, we also needed to just refresh some of the look and feel with websites has changed. One of the situations that we run into with the town website is it's very information based. Although it's nice to have some nice pictures of the town, people really go to it for information. And so that's one of the things that's driving this forward. It'll be very information based. We're using some new technology with how documents are stored and how information is accessed.
Finally, Warfield said the new page allows people to access all that information easier and set up alerts from the different town departments.
One of the other features that we also have is we have some features that now allow citizens to more easily connect with us. they can actually subscribe to certain pages and be able to get updates when those pages are updated. Or they can subscribe to the calendar to know when certain meetings are being added. Or if there's one particular department that they want information from on a calendar item or even just an update, they can subscribe to just that one department.
Online on the new Burlington.org, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
A popular health and wellness facility was before the Board of Health on Tuesday after numerous complaints were made concerning activities by members that could spread the coronavirus. Lifetime Fitness had 14 complaints filed with the board and was summoned to appear at the meeting to explain what measures they have taken and will take to ensure best practices in regards to hygiene and social distancing. Lifetime Fitness Area Director Ben Dubin said that since they reopened in July, they have undertaken a number of measures to try and prevent the spread of COVID-19 within the facility. First, he said they are operating at a maximum 40% capacity. He said they are averaging 767 visits per day and usually have about 195 members in the club at any one time when the maximum capacity is over 2,000. Dubin also said they have spaced all the cardio equipment and classes 14 feet apart and all the weight equipment 6 feet apart. They have set up hand sanitizing and disinfectant wipe stations throughout the facility and are encouraging members to clean all equipment before and after each use. They also have employees going around wiping down commonly touched surfaces and equipment. To improve the air quality, they have installed a new ventilation system that is designed to remove 98% of all airborne particulate from the air. They also have put requirements in place for members. These include getting a temperature check when entering the facility. All members must also wear masks, except when at a piece of equipment or in the pool. Dubin said most members have been complying with these measures most of the time. One area of concern, he said, was in the locker rooms where people tend to take their masks off more frequently. He said the plan is to have more employees monitoring the locker rooms to enforce mask use. Members of the board said they were glad to hear that more efforts would be made to ensure compliance with all state guidelines in regard to the pandemic, and ended the discussion by saying if they had faith the situation would improve, but that it would be monitored in the future. You'll soon be able to kick back, relax, and take in the artistic endeavors and atmosphere of the Burlington Sculpture Park with the upcoming addition of benches with the Burlington High School students assisting in the construction. BNews reporter Stat Stefanek has this look.
After years of planning and fundraising, this past summer saw the DPW constructing bases, sculptors installing sculptures, even a naming contest, and now visitors to the Burlington Sculpture Park can soon take a seat with the Select Board's approval of benches.
So the motion has been made, second, and voted on. You're allowed to put 3 benches in there for the next 2 years, and we'll go from there.
We found a sculptor who makes benches out of big New England stones. It turns out that when they did the work at Mary Cummings Park, the trustees ended up with a lot of really big stones, boulders, left over, and they said, sure, we could have them. So if we can get our good friends at DPW to move them over here, our sculptor will come over here and fashion these huge New England stones into benches. And I believe that our sculptor, Joshua Reuter, is going to work with some of the high school students to fashion these benches.
I'm the one who donated the money for the benches, and I did it because I think that it should be a tribute to the students at the Burlington school system who have played such an active role in this endeavor to put something different in Burlington. And the involvement, as George can attest to, of the students was tremendous.
In terms of our school involvement, I'd like to have our students involved in this, not just for the next year or two, but ongoing, constantly finding activities for them to do. And this would be one of many things.
They actually have to cut the stone and move stones around with crowbars and all that kind of thing. And we'll try to do one before the winter sets in hard, and then the other 2 in the spring. We figure that in the heart of the winter, nobody's going to want to sit out here anyway.
It's a place in town that we could have in-school field trips that are easy to get to. We could have opportunities to do figure drawing and just working around the sculptures, not just with the sculptures, but it's a good site to actually learn just art in general and observation. Building the stone benches would be an opportunity for, again, I've got a couple teachers who are interested in involving their students in it. And it would be great to just as an extension of what they're doing in the school, in the classroom.
Very soon, we're going to unleash fundraising ideas. We have these t-shirts with the logo that the high school kids created. We also have coffee mug, also with the park logo by the high school kids. And these will be available to not purchase, but rather if you donate, these will be your reward.
From the Burlington Sculpture Park, I'm BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak.
In the latest episode of Town Government 101, Town Clerk Amy Warfield talks about the role and functions of the Board of Selectmen. Let's have a look.
I'm Amy Warfield, the town clerk in Burlington, and I'm here today to talk about the Board of Selectmen. Town government is broken into three parts. It's kind of thought of as a three-legged stool. We have the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. And the Board of Selectmen are the top or the ultimate board in terms of the executive branch. They are the authorizing authority. They take a look at what laws are set up or what bylaws we have in town, and then they implement those and get the other departments and boards to understand what they should be doing, and also set policies for the town. The Board of Selectmen is made up of 5 individuals that all have 3-year terms. It is an elected position, so they have to run for re-election every 3 years. In Burlington, we do still have a Board of Selectmen. Some towns have a council form of government more than a Board of Selectmen, and some towns also have even gone to a city form of government, having a mayor and then a city council. Currently in Burlington, we call our Board of Selectmen, but they are looking at changing that to being the Select Board. This would make it a more generic term and maybe possibly more inclusive. As I've mentioned, the Board of Selectmen don't make up the laws as much as you would think. They pretty much respond to the legislative branch, which is town meeting, and put in what bylaws and regulations they would like to have. And then town meeting votes on those. And then the Board of Selectmen are responsible for implementing them in terms of policies and rules and regs that the rest of the town will follow. The other thing is they are also not involved in the day-to-day running of the town. That is the job of the town administrator. They don't make up the rules. They do certainly enforce them. They do things like giving out liquor licenses. They also are responsible for the activities that might be going on in the town in terms of the uses of facilities, say the town common, or whether we're going to have a particular day or a parade. They basically integrate all the departments together in terms of making those events and those issues happen. So the Board of Selectmen is kind of an overarching group that have authority to be able to implement and involve the citizens in what are the needs of the town. So that gives you a brief overview on what the Board of Selectmen are responsible for and handle in their day-to-day functions.
The fall sports season has come to a close. We go now to BNews sports reporter Liz Gillespie for a look at the end of the season and a preview of what's to come by reporter Robert Paris. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Liz Gillespie for your weekly sports report. The fall season at BHS has come to a close, and a couple of teams finished off the season on Saturday, November 21st. Boys varsity soccer had a matchup against the Watertown Red Raiders at the Marshall Simons Middle School Brush Field. We go to some highlights, so let's check those out.
The Burlington boys varsity soccer team faced off against the Watertown Red Raiders on Saturday, November 21st at the Marshall Simons Middle School Brush Field. Let's roll the highlights. In the first period, the Red Raiders put up a score against Burlington goalie CJ Hacker, 1-0. Neither team scored in the second. However, Watertown had another goal in the third, 2-0. Did the shutout continue? Well, no, because in the fourth, the Red Devils had an opportunity on a free kick.
Dude, it goes in! 2-1.
Senior Sean Thurier got a goal for Burlington. The team lost to the Red Raiders 2-1 at the Brush Field.
The team finished out the season with a 2-6-1 record. 9 seniors will be departing from the team. Good luck to them in the future. Girls soccer traveled to Watertown on November 21st to face the Red Raiders. The girls tied the Red Raiders in a 1-1 final. The team finished the season with an 0-7-3 record. 6 Lady Devil seniors will be departing from the team, and good luck to them on their endeavors. Originally, the girls' varsity field hockey team was supposed to play the Wakefield Warriors, but due to rising cases in that town, they ended up having their last game on the 14th. The Lady Devils ended up getting a tie out of the game and finished the season with a 2-6-1 record, and 2 seniors will be departing from the team. With the fall season wrapped up, we had a conversation with Burlington High School Athletic Director Sean Hart to see how things went and what's in store for the winter. BNEWS sports reporter Robert Paris has more.
It is official. The 2020 BHS Fall Session 1 is in the books. BHS athletes were very fortunate to have a season during the pandemic. Luckily, the season panned out well, and coaches and players were able to get to their final game of the season on November 21st. A number of COVID-19 guidelines went into making this modified season possible.
I think it went really well. I was appreciative, and I think all the athletic directors were appreciative, all the superintendents and all the principal, all the time they put into making sure a season happened. The protocols have been in place. I think we've had tremendous success. Burlington, I think, played all but one game this fall in all the sports that we did play. I think the kids were very appreciative. I know the coaches certainly were, and I hope the parents were too for having an opportunity for the student athletes here to play.
With December around the corner, BHS Athletics is figuring out how to proceed with the winter season.
So they pushed the winter season back to a startup of December 14th. They're going to play ice hockey. They're going to play basketball. Gymnastics and Nordic ski. They did allow swimming to happen as well. The problem with swimming right now is that a lot of places that people swim in haven't been opened yet. So even if they're allowing it, they're not allowing you to have it because most people won't let you use their pools. We don't have details yet, so I mean, we haven't had a chance to meet on them and figure out how the Middlesex League is going to attack them and figure out what's going to be best for our kids.
Sean Hart is appreciative of getting to the last game of the season and is looking forward to see how the winter goes amid the pandemic.
I'm just glad we got to the last game. I think everybody had hesitation, and I think everybody was not understanding what could happen or what kind of things were going to go on. But I think that with the winter season coming up, I think that everybody's being vigilant. And they want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So our protocols have been great. People that have been here, staffing here has been amazing. The people who have given up their time on Saturdays to make sure these games have happened. There will be some very different looks in the winter than we're used to. I know right now I want to thank you personally because I think you've done an amazing job with BCAT and getting games out to our community more so than ever before. This year you guys were out here, rain, snow, sleet, beautiful day like today. You guys have really done a lot of work for us. We really appreciate it. We're going to slow roll into the winter and understand that when people move inside and more colds happen and more flu happens and more little things happen, again, safety is our number one priority, so we're going to just get there when we need to get there.
From the Marshall Simons Middle School Brush Field, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Sports.
Don't forget to check out our new BNews Sports Twitter page at BNews Sports, and for more Red Devil action, go to the BNews Sports Hub page at bcattv.org. And that's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Liz Gillespie. Back to you guys in the studio.
We go now to Chris Flaherty, who is filling in for Peter Brown for this week's weather forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Jolie Atwood to see what's happening in Burlington.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Flaherty filling in for BNews meteorologist Peter Brown, who is out this week. Hope you had a safe and happy Thanksgiving. And if you're out Black Friday shopping this weekend, you're staying safe and healthy as well. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. I do have to say we're going to have a wide variety weather-wise in the week ahead. On Friday, we will have partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the high 50s. Saturday, we'll see a slight cool down and mostly sunny skies and temps in the low 50s. Sunday, the sun will be out and temps will be in the low 50s. Monday and Tuesday, we will see rain in Burlington and temps in the mid-50s. Wednesday brings partly cloudy skies and temps in the high 40s. And finally, Thursday, we will see another day of partly cloudy skies and temps in the mid-40s. That's all for your weekly forecast. I'm Chris Flaherty saying, as Peter Brown always does, get out and enjoy the weather.
Hi, I'm Jolie Atwood, and this is your community calendar. Learn some new ways to make some delicious snacks for the Festival of Lights. On Thursday, December 3rd at 4 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having an event called Hanukkah Snacks for Kids and Families. These kid-friendly recipes require no cooking and use common household ingredients. Everyone is welcome to attend virtually. The event will be live on the Burlington Public Library Facebook page. The cranium is an interesting topic. On December 4th at 8:30 a.m. and December 6th at 4:30 p.m., Atlas Health will be having an event called Mastering Brain Chemistry. The event will be held at the Archer Hotel. This course will talk about chemicals and brain neuroinflammation and more. To register, contact Katrina Forrest at 603-722-7342. Get in the spirit with the holidays. From November 27th through January 3rd, the Stone Zoo in Stoneham will be having their annual event called Zoo Lights. For more information and tickets, go to zoonewengland.org/engage/zoolights. I'm Jolie Atwood, and that was your community calendar.
Burlington's Parks and Recreation Department is up to something mysterious. We don't know what it is because it's a mystery, but we definitely know that they are up to something that will be revealed on Monday. They shared a video news report on their Facebook page showing multiple town employees, including members of the police department and even town administrator Sagarino, with the mysterious envelopes labeled top secret coming in and out of the departments. More shockingly, one would-be whistleblower is seen being silenced by some unknown entity. It's all very hush-hush. All we do know is that sometime on Monday, November 30th, the mystery will be revealed by the Park and Recreation Department on their social media platforms. We'll just have to wait and see with bated breath and see what this is all about. Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo features a nice holiday decoration set up in town for Thanksgiving. It shows a wooden Thanksgiving pumpkin created by students at Shawsheen Tech that was placed in front of 33 Center Street as part of the school's gratitude campaign. There are other decorations set up at 45 and 61 Center Street, also as part of the campaign. Also, the Garden Club has a number of the planters set up as well. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of your fall activities, a family trip, or just everyday moments, whatever you think is interesting and would want to share with us in the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Finally this week, Thanksgiving is behind us and the holiday season is well underway. Are you getting ready to decorate your house with all the lights and garland? We'd like to see them. BCAT is looking for residents and families who want to show off their holiday lights as part of our special Burlington Holiday Light Showcase program that will premiere next month. If you'd like to take part, email production coordinator Chris Flaherty at bcattv.org with the subject line Holiday Light Showcase. It's a lot of fun. We hope you'll participate. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanek and Robert Paris, Chris Flaherty with the weather, Jolie Atwood with the community calendar, and Liz Gillespie with sports. Thank you for joining us.